You need a win, who need a win? That's all we do. I've been a king and I've been about mine. Never could doubt mine. They running the route, I leave them outline when I hear them. Spin move in zone, go for sideline, touchdown, I put on the show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. Spin move in zone, go for sideline, touchdown, I put on the show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. Putting it down for that. Time I was down and out. Had to bring grinding back. Doing the drills and working the wheel where you're grinding at. You know what it be. Playing this here for the keeps. Had to make out with a feast. A family to feed. Third cold where the trophy should be. He got me in the game now. Read on with the game now. They're here with a lane now. My home second with a ring now. Legendary on the field. Kind of drip is a skill. It's the highest cruiser bill. Ain't nothing to the hill. We the step on, spin move, in zone, go for sideline, a touchdown, I put on the show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's the coach with you here today for another edition of Madden Ultimate Team.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. Jackson now to return. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. And the offense readies for a first down and 10.
59 Mike, 59 Mike. Son. 59.
Wentz now on first down. And right away, he lost the football. Yes. And this belongs to the Vikings.
The quarterback taken down and sacked. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the Vikings.
Following the fumble recovery, Ogden. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson there to make the grab. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead.
Justin Tucker.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field. End zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Jackson now to return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Eagles take over first and 10. At their own.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense. And pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Check 59, Mike.
Here's Wentz to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Rodney Harrison. Carson.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Down the numbers.
Ain't doing
there
nothing.
He goes. Touchdown, Vikings. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra
When you got a
point.
guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Jackson now to return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10.
Carson Wentz and the Eagles getting set to take over. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Ross Blacklock on the tackle.
Line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 20.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
With the score, Vikings 14. Eagles nothing.
On second down now, it's Sanders. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Morrow on the
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
It brings up 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Here's Cameron Johnston now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman pressure gets to him and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Duke Riley came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
3rd and 12.
On 3rd down, Mixon. A big seam, and he might go all the way.
Okay, baby, come on.
Touchdown, Vikings. Joe Mixon, 89 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. What an excellent run. And from the beginning, the defense just looked a little fooled, a little out of position.
A little bit frozen, too, because when you hand the ball inside, you lose sight of it oftentimes as a defender, and your eyes naturally gravitate to the quarterback. And before they realized it, he was off and running through the thick of the line while the quarterback faked it and carried it outside.
Jackson now to return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter.
Eagles, nothing.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in.
Vikings.
So how about the game he's having? He had the punt return earlier for a touchdown. Now the kick return to balance things out.
And oftentimes, guys who are on punt return.
Alright, let me see what the challenges are. Won the game, scored 2 passing TDs.
And kickoff return, many of them are the same guys. And they're devoted to a return guy who can break big plays. And when that happens and they know it's there, they're going to block that much harder and be that much more skillful, as well as utilizing his talents. And this is what you get. Punt return, kick return, a huge game.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
First and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays?
As Sanders has it poked free. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Miles Sanders, the ball carrier.
Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 32 on the play. Operating from the gun. Ogden, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. Throwing again. Ogden, but it's going to be second down. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Julian Edelman. 47 yards. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings.
For the extra point.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Jackson now to return. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. Athleticism on display there by Derek Barnett to come up and get him. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
At the Eagles' 9-yard line.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Stick them on the left.
Jackson now to return. And he returns this to the 22.
Sean Jackson on the return. The Eagles take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
A good pickup there on first as a screen pass gets him 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Working from the gun, Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to act.
There he goes, right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Jackson now to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of...
No, bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Run, Aaron.
And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
in the scoreboard.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return.
It's actually kind of a normal score.
Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches.
And oh, he coughed it up. And the Vikings pick up the football.
How ironic.
And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
A fumble on the play.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Jackson now to return. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Jackson now to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
I wanted to be done at like 23 minutes.
Jackson now to return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so nowhere to go here? He lost the football, but I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was, and Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Video.